So again, another video by Poetic Flocko titled Lil Durk is beyond cooked after new info exposed on VladTV. VladTV is another platform where they do interviews and podcasts, etc.
I didn't know how cooked Lil Durk was until this VladTV interview. Lil Durk is so cooked that at the end of the interview, VladTV began to advise Lil Durk to just take the stand and snitch, because he's not winning this case any other way. Before we get this video started, if you're in need of some money and you really need to find a way to get your hands on some quick cash,
take the stand if that betters his chances of actually making it through this. Now, of course, you take the stand, you can be cross-examined. That's the problem with that. But look, for example, the Tory Lanez situation. He was saying that he should have taken the stand. Now he's doing 10 years. He's getting stabbed in prison and everything else like that. At the end of the day, if you did not do it, you should absolutely take the stand.
You should talk for yourself.
If you did it, because look, not taking the stand is automatically going to make you look worse to the jury. The jury's thinking, what do you have to hide if you had nothing to do with it?
That's what they think.
Most intelligent people think that innocent people should be taking the stand and defend themselves.
And Durk, if you worry about having a rap career, you better not, bruh. Because the streets are stupid. If you take the stand and speak up for yourself, they're still going to consider this snitching and telling because you're on the stand sticking up for yourself, which is dumb, right? Like, you should be able to take the stand at your own trial.
No. I'd rather take the stand and speak up if it's something I never did. I don't care what the streets will think. I don't care what supposed fans will think of my music. I'd rather get myself out of prison if I did not commit a crime rather than stay inside of prison just to make other people happy. No. While I'm in prison, my career is stuck. My finances are stuck, my family are stuck, my friends are stuck, the people that need me are stuck. So why would I do something to keep myself in prison when I can get released, restart my music career, and start generating finance again? Call me a snitch, call me whatever you want to. You're not in my situation. I'd rather get myself out, help the people around me, than stay in prison and make you happy.
If you're, defending yourself, right? But when the streets see a picture of Lil Durk on that stand, it doesn't matter what the reason is, why he's there, they're going to call him a rat, they're going to label him a rat, they're going to take him through the gunner treatment. So if Lil Durk is concerned with keeping up with the streets, don't take the stand. If you want to come home, take the stand. Now, I didn't know exactly how F Lil Durk was.
Who doesn't want to come home? What do you mean if you want to come home? If you want to come home, there's no one in prison that doesn't want to come home. Maybe you need to go to prison to understand it.
Because I kind of lost track of this case. There was too much development. The last thing I touched on when it comes to the case was Lil Durk trying to get this case dismissed a couple times off of technicalities, and the fans told him, "Bitch, you thought." Simple as that. You thought, all right? Look, Durk trying to get a case dismissed off a technicality, or whether or not the Attorney General was properly sworn in this. You're not getting out. Stop it. So now they're going to trial. Now, what I learned during this interview is apparently there's about 9 witnesses who would testify against Lil Durk.
So let's talk about what's happening right now in the case. So I guess there's multiple witnesses that are saying that Durk had $1 million bounty.
Yep.
Okay, explain that.
So in a first paperwork, it never said about a bounty at first. It was just saying a murder for hire. So it was a PW who said...
Yeah, witnesses on any case are essentially there to give a statement to secure your conviction. So whenever you see a witness coming to stand, making a statement, just know that whatever they say against you will most likely assist in your sentencing.
That Durk had $600,000 for O Block. So they was riding around O Block exposed to kill Money Duke and another guy for that money. And then, this came about with the $1 million on Quando Rondo, a PW in Atlanta who fighting for his life, say that he was there for the first shooting.
Even this person with the face mask on, I'm not sure if he's doing it as a fashion statement or whatever, because I know that even with your face mask on, there's facial recognition. I'm sure there's even voice recognition, so people, if investigating you, or if they want to know who you are, they can still ascertain that knowledge.
Quando Rondo now, after after their concert or something. It was a shooting at the gas station.
Transform your business with Yellowfin dashboards, the best way to monitor and understand your data and
The feds ain't need the witnesses to tell them that Lil Durk put $1 million on Quando Rondo's head. Quando Rondo has been telling us Lil Durk put $1 million on his head. Quando Rondo has mentioned numerous times in multiple songs, in multiple social media posts, that Lil Durk got a bounty on his head. Y'all remember like when Quando Rondo rapped? Right? Yo, they said I got $1 million on my head. Tell them niggas come and get that. Quando Rondo told us this already. But the reason why...
So you know there's $1 million on your head, meaning there's $1 million for a hit on you, and then you still tell your enemies to come and carry out an hit. Does that fucking make sense to you? You know that people are after you, you still tell them to come and do what they're getting paid to do.
Why the fans are using these witnesses to connect the dots? Because the witnesses are the only reason, are the only way, and the only reason Lil Durk got charges right now. The feds cannot prove murder for hire if witnesses are not involved, if people aren't snitching. Because for the most part, Lil Durk kept his nose clean. Lil Durk came on a plane with OTF.
What you mean Lil Durk kept his nose clean? The credit cards that were used to facilitate this crime, whose name were those credit cards on? One tail on Lil Durk's name allegedly. So what you talking about when you say Lil Durk kept his hands clean?
Vonnie, the private jet to California before they murdered Quando Rondo. That's the only thing they got on Lil Durk. That and Durk texted, don't book nothing under my name. That's the only thing they got on Lil Durk. And to me, that's not enough to convict somebody of murder for hire charges.
Then what about the checks that he made? What about the credit cards? What about him saying, don't book anything on my name? What about him keep on referencing Quando Rondo, etc. in his music? When the feds want you, they'll catch you. No, regardless of whatever action you think you might have taken to prevent them from charging you, once the feds are involved, they're above the state. I think they've got a 90% plus conviction rate. Just know that once they're ending your case, you're essentially fucked up.
That's not enough to convince a jury to give somebody life in prison. Well, you know what's enough? When you have people involved with this, people involved in the intricate details, people who has...
That's why I keep on saying the street life and crime, as much as you can, avoid it, stay away from it, get into legitimate business and a legitimate career, because all that is not worth it.
Specific roles, telling you, here was my role in this murder for hire, and Lil Durk was our mastermind and our boss. You not overcoming that, bro, because people ain't dumb at the end of the day. So we're not here that not only are people already telling the feds the motives, people are already giving the feds enough information to where they're updating their indictment. When the indictment first come out, what did we say? Hold on, they keep saying it's a murder for hire, but they not listed any type of monetary amount. When the indictment first opened up, a lot of people said, yo, man, they're coming home, bro. How you do an indictment for murder for hire, but you can't say what the reward was? The feds refused to put a monetary amount down. They even threw out the theory that it was a non-monetary amount. That's when Lil Durk and his attorney strike back and say, yo, your honor, like, tell them to be specific, because at this point they're not. They'll force the feds to say, okay, Lil Durk put $1 million. And he not only put $1 million, but then afterwards, Lil Durk got them grills. Apparently, after they murdered Quando Rondo's little cousin, right, in the targeted Quando Rondo hit, Lil Durk bought them diamond grills, and apparently that was also compensation.
So yeah, it's being money brought up.
Okay, so now you have someone who's connected to Durk who's saying that he was responsible for a shooting that happened in Georgia where Quando Rondo was shot at. I don't know, didn't someone get hit?
Yeah, someone got hit, and it was at a gas station.
Right, they're coming back from a show. So now they have someone who's saying they're the shooter?
Yeah, saying that Durk now was responsible for that shooting. Was just a pattern of stalking what the feds looking at.
Michael Ross also did a video on this where he documented, I believe, how Lil Durk has been terrorizing Quando Rondo. So if you guys don't know, that was one shooting at the gas station, but Quando Rondo has been getting stalked by Lil Durk. There are multiple occurrences, Not just that one shooting. There are multiple instances of Quando Rondo being in.
When you use the word terrorize, you'd assume that an adult is doing that to a minor. But for you to say that a grown man is terrorizing another grown man, I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me.
Shootouts, dodging bullets since King Von has passed away. And people are attributing that to Lil Durk and claiming that Lil Durk is responsible for essentially hitmen following Quando Rondo all across America. Because I believe like the shooting they're referring to, that took place in Georgia. And there were also multiple other shootings in Georgia and then in another state as well. And then ultimately we got the California shooting that left Quando Rondo's cousin dead. So Lil Durk has been actively sliding on Quando Rondo for the most part. And if Traveler Ross was able to document this and knew all the details, then I'm sure the feds probably know all the details right now as well.
So the feds are saying there's 9 witnesses?
Yep, it's 9 witnesses. You got to think about it. You got Vonnie missing. You got the other guy, Flock. He ain't coming to court either when Durk them showed up. That's 2 people. Then you got number 2, the other shooter. He been missing. Then you got number 5. You got co-conspirator number 3, which is a manager. And then you got PW1, PW2, CW. Yeah, it's all bad, man. And all these people connected to Durk in some way.
9 witnesses that are going to take the stand and say that Durk was the reason why this murder happened.
Yep.
Okay.
And those 9 people ain't indicted either. Gotta say that.
Oh. Well, co-conspirators are usually indicted, aren't they?
Co-conspirator, they missing. When I say indicted, I mean mugshot. It's only the certain people with mugshots. Like Vonnie ain't no co-conspirator. He wouldn't be one because he wouldn't be a number 5 because he got a mugshot. Number 4 too. We forgot about number 4, the guy from Cali. He gon' have to tell who he called.
Okay, now you talked about there's 6 sealed documents that are going to prove, according to the feds, that Durk actually directed the killings?
Yep. It's in the paperwork that just dropped. It just dropped like 4 days ago. And it says that it's 6 sealed documents that would prove that Durk directed the murder, and he was aware.
If you read up on all the filings, then you know this has always been Lil Durk's biggest fear. Lil Durk and his attorney continue to tell the judge, yo, tell them release all the documents because right now they're slow roasting us, they're slow cooking us, they're trying to ambush us. We need all the documents. We need to prepare a proper defense. If they're not giving us it. So this has been something they have filed multiple motions about. So now we're finding out, oh, the feds got more information on Lil Durk. Like the feds right now is slow cooking this, and which is like what most court cases are, right? You know, like the discovery and the evidence is like this thin. Like before trial starts, it's like this thin. And then on the first day of trial, the evidence file then extends to like this. So this is something that's routine, but again, it's illegal, it's unethical, it's not right. Now, the reason why Lil Durk to me is really good, it's not even about the amount of people who are witnesses, but it's the person, I should say the people who are witnesses, right? Not the amount. Trenches News will say that Otia Vonnie. Now, Otia Vonnie, if you guys don't know, is King Von's cousin. Vonnie was like the mastermind, the brainchild, was who put together everything, who paid. Vonnie was the one who essentially did all the work that Lil Durk was supposed to do, but Lil Durk didn't want to get his hands dirty. According to Trenches News, that guy Otia.
If he really was a mastermind, nobody would be indicted, no one would be in prison, no one would have a court case against him. For them to call him a mastermind of what? Mastermind of getting everyone arrested. That's the only mastermind I see.
Otia Vonnie has went bad, is going to be snitching on Lil Durk. And if Vonnie snitch on Lil Durk, I'm here to tell you, Lil Durk will do the rest of his life in prison.
Tell me exactly what Vonnie's role is right now in the big picture.
In the big picture, Vonnie is the mastermind. He brought the guns. He brought the cars. He paid 2 of the people off. He was the mastermind. He the mastermind that's finna try to...
No, there's no mastermind there. He's the person that planned the crime. Don't be calling people masterminds. If no one was arrested and everyone got away with what they did, then you call him a mastermind.
Get 20 years or whatever for telling, 25 years for telling on Lil Durk and the rest of them.
Right. You're saying that the feds are offering him a 300-month plea deal.
Yeah, according to him.
According to him?
Yeah, according to him. He had, he broke down some text messages that he sent to his dad, and his dad ended up sending to me, and I ended up putting it out. He been planning on flipping since November, since they got locked up. I think they got locked up in October, and them text messages was from like November 11th. So from that time to November, he already planned on flipping.
Okay, so you're saying that Vonnie texted his dad. Why would his dad hand over that information to someone else, much less you?
His daddy says that Durk and Vonnie had played him out the money. You know, I ain't gonna even bring up the backdoor Von stuff because I don't believe that. But the things that he did say, it ended up in the paperwork. Like it's ended up like he tried to backdoor O Block and all that. He said that, and it's in the paperwork.
Understand the timeline here and what he's telling you. OT and Vonnie didn't go bad on Lil Durk. They were already bad, if that makes sense, all right? So this hit took place about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 3.5, 4 years ago. The hit took place about 3.5, 4 years ago. There's been a lot of conflict since. There's been a lot of back and forth since. Lil Durk was on good terms with most of O Block when that hit happened. O Block, Lil Durk, and everybody was on good terms. After the Quando Rondo hit, Lil Durk and O Block started to get tension. Now, it was being reported the tension between Lil Durk and O Block started because Lil Durk was mad.
After the Quando Rondo, it's Lil Durk and Quando Rondo and O Block. The day after had tension. No, the tension was already started from the time King Von passed away. From the time King Von had a fight with Quando Rondo, resulting in him passing away. So for you to say that the tension only began when Lil Durk was involved with Quando Rondo, no, that's false.
And that O Block was slow at sliding for King Von. Durk felt like they was dragging their feet. They weren't doing enough. Bodies weren't dropping.
No, there's no slowing thing in sliding for King Von. If they slid immediately, wouldn't it be too obvious? Wouldn't it be obvious that no, that's a retaliation that's coming from Lil Durk, from O Block, towards Quando Rondo and his people? So by them waiting, they did the right thing, but there's too much self-snitching, too much people involved, too much poor planning. Essentially, the crime that they committed was wrong. That's why they're having so many negative results. Any crime that you commit, nothing good can come from it.
Up and fast enough. And that's when Lil Durk and a couple of other people, including one person from O Block who's currently deceased, started to get into it. In the paperwork, they said that Lil Durk actually put out hits and bags out on O Block members. Now, OT Avani, being somebody who's from O Block or close to it, or got relationships with like those guys, that kind of severed Lil Durk's and Vonnie's relationship, according to Trench's News. And even in the paperwork, it says that Lil Durk and O Block was at odds. So now everybody gets locked up. Yo, and the feds are smart, dog. Yo, the feds strike right when Lil Durk and O Block was beefing. So now everybody get locked up.
Obviously, the feds are smart. Why do you think they're stupid? They've got those jobs for a reason. They use every resource available. They use social media. They use the communities. They street smart themselves. Most of the time, they know more about crime than the people that are committing the crime. That's why they're working for the feds and for the law enforcement.
Durk ain't paying for nobody's lawyers. Durk ain't looking out because one, Durk is also a part of this case. So like, bro, if Durk is paying for everybody's lawyer, that just adds more so to the conspiracy. So Durk is already at odds with you. You look at it like, damn, bro, I'm about to do life and I don't even get along with this dude right now. Yo, even if we get free today, I'm not gonna be in the inner circle. Man, all right, bro.
And OT Avani is one of the day ones.
I wouldn't say day one, but he one of the people that been around through everything. So he knows a lot. And he was in a car with Didi, the Fed saying that he was in a car. They never hopped out. They were stalking in the car. So he connects everybody. When the feds talk to him, Vlad, you gotta explain to the feds like, when you making a deal, who did you get the guns from? So now you gotta tell everybody who gave the guns from. That knock out the shooters. Who were you on the car with? I was in the car with Didi. That seals Didi faith. Who was you on the airplane with and did he know? That's Durk. He connect everybody. Vonnie is connected with everybody to seal everybody faith.
Well, the argument could be, though, that Vonnie was cool with King Von, and maybe it was just all Vonnie. Maybe Durk had no idea.
Vonnie did it. I'm glad you said that. Because he has the most motive to do it. He has the most motive. Von is his cousin. He trying to live it up. He around some money. He got access to credit cards. He could call these guys because these guys call him when they broke in the trenches. Like, he has a lot of motive. And that's why I got on the Vonnie did it.
Ain't no price to being a real nigga, man. Bro, I'm up 20 M's. I wish I might.
What is a real nigga? Someone that holds some supposed street code. Being a real nigga to me, that or a street nigga or whatever, anything of that nature, is of no relevance to me. I'd rather get money, get rich, have a couple million saved in the bank which generating than to claim that I'm a street nigga or a real nigga. Being a real nigga to me is generating finance, make your money, try make your millions, maintain your millions, free the people around you, free the family around you, free your family, retire your family. That's a real nigga to me. If you want to be in the streets or in prison and then call yourself or refer to yourself as a real nigga, to me that's just fucking stupidity.
Gotta be a real. Fam, they trying to bury me, I'm burying them first, bruh. Vonnie is King Von's cousin. Vonnie told them boys to slide. Vonnie got the guns for them boys. Vonnie rented out the vehicle. Vonnie booked the flights. Vonnie did it, man. What? I'll better not hear, bruh. I'll better not hear. A nigga who I sent on a dummy mission to do everything is trying to tell on me. Boy, you gonna have to out-snitch me, man. But let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all think Lil Durk cooked? Guys, let me know, okay?
Yeah, that's how it goes now. When multiple people are involved in an indictment or a case, it's either snitch first or be snitched on. Most of them, once they take the stand or even before they take the stand, while they're being interviewed within the police system or whatever, law enforcement, holding cell or holding place, they snitch. So for you to think you're getting arrested, you got a case with multiple people and nobody's going to snitch, most of the time that's uncommon and false. So if you get a chance to help yourself and your family, you are arrested with multiple people, you suspect or you know that they're going to snitch, you rather snitch first, get yourself off the case, and then turn to everybody. I'll see what you can do to get the rest of the people that are still in prison out. Because you want to stay silent thinking that you're with loyal people when you're not. There's no one loyal in this life. There's no one that sticks to the street code, supposed street code. Again, stay out the streets, stay away from crime, and focus on legitimate occupation.
If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another dope video, then click this video